Good day. Today is August 22nd, 2018, and it's about 11:20 a.m. in London when I'm recording this. My name is Alejandro Zambrano, and I'm the Chief Market Analyst with TradeCaptain.com. As you know, I've been away for a few days, most of last week, and I'm back full time tomorrow, August 23rd. And the live webinars actually start on Friday the 24th, but I'm definitely back tomorrow with videos and articles here on TradeCaptain.com. What I wanted to do today is to provide you guys with just a quick overview on the markets and talk a little bit of what's going on and give you a few levels to watch if you're trading Forex, stock markets, and cryptocurrencies and commodities. Now we're going to begin with the dollar index. So this is the dollar index and it's a daily chart. And as you might remember, I was quite bearish on the euro and bullish on the dollar index. And we had that first push here on August 9th, and then a quick little move to the upside. And I traded myself actually. I went long here on the futures contract, moved it all the way up, or traded all the way up. And then when it looked to me that it was going to head to the downside here, I actually bailed. I bailed on that long position, booked a bit of profit. It's the same thing with the euro, which had that break we talked about. So I was short and with an average entry of 1470, and then the market moved all the way back down here. And when the market looked like it was going to head to the upside here, I decided to book profits. Now let's just stick with the dollar index, and the dollar index is unfortunately correcting much more than I was hoping for. We're technically back into the prior range, which is never good. And this sort of tells me that this breakout here, we're not going to reach the ultimate target. So I had a target of, what was it here? About 97.30-ish, 97.35. So relatively close to this high as well here at 19.7, 91-ish. It all sort of depends on how you measure the projection. You can measure from here to here or from here to here, but definitely higher than 97. So unfortunately, it looks to me that definitely this sort of breakout failed. Now there's still some hope for the market to eventually turn around. I don't necessarily think we're going to have a massive rollover in the dollar and you're going to see weakness over the next few weeks and months. I don't think so. Maybe if Donald Trump gets impeached or he gets in more trouble, which risks him being a president for the full term, that could potentially damage the dollar just because he has pledged, tax cuts and, being pro-growth. So if he would be removed from office, you could potentially see the dollar tanking. And I'm talking about this because of the situation with his lawyer, Michael Cohen. Now, I still remain optimistic though, because I don't really think that that's going to happen anytime soon. So I suspect this market, again, could still potentially bottom out here, but it will be a bit of a messy move here. It could potentially go a little bit lower, but you have some solid support here. So I would not be selling the dollar index at current levels. I suspect, again, we could potentially bottom out here in the next few weeks. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be monitoring this downtrend. So if you look at it, you can see that in the 4 hour, we're creating these lower and lower highs, and eventually that will hopefully end. And it's the same thing here with the euro versus the USD. The market moved to the downside, even did a short-term head and shoulders, head, left, right shoulder, and when we pushed above here, we triggered that corrective move up to pretty much 115, which was the target of this head and shoulders. And now we're dealing with a short-term uptrend, higher lows. And as long as you're above 114.87, this market could potentially take out 16.31 and reach 117. But we're so close to resistance that it's not the time to be buying the euro dollar right now. There might be other pairs where the euro is doing good or where the dollar is weakening, but this is not the one. What's also interesting is the British pound stopped creating lower highs on the back of that reversal. The market was extremely bearish, and I think we found at least a week, like a low here for the next week or two. I'm not trading this because this is a corrective move, so it's not my preference. I like to sell with the trend, but I suspect that as long as trade above the 127.26, that this market might go down a little bit, maybe to 28.10, but then we could potentially have a corrective move up to the upside. And I prefer this because sort of the strong solid highs are up here to some extent, whereas in the euro we're in the thick of it already. We're very close to the highs, I would argue, and there's limited scope for the upside. Again, it's possible to move by a dip and attack the upside, but it's nothing really that I'm gonna be getting involved with. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin, and the market was bearish from these levels. So it was actually a long time ago. Look at this market, bearish from these levels for it to head to the downside. It stayed here for most of the month, and the market now looks to me that has found some sort of reversal point, at least in the short term. If you look at it from a 1 hour time frame, you have head, shoulders, head, left, right shoulder, and you have the break here to 66.39, which opens up further moves to the upside. I'm gonna remain bullish as long as we're above 65, 63.59, which is this level just below here. This is the breakout candle. This is a 4 hour. You can better see what's going on here. So what's the target then? Well, fib from the head up to the neckline gives you a projection of 7,417. That is the target of this head and shoulders. Now, if you look at it from a bigger perspective, unfortunately, it's not too much to get too excited about, but you do have a bit of a trading opportunities, which is not too much different to what you could do in many other markets. So a bit of a bullish move, and then we would need to see. You have this massive high here that is blocking price, and obviously take this out, and we probably bottomed out here and could potentially be up, down, and maybe up to 20k again. But for now, we're still limited by this move here. And if you look at other coins like Ethereum, Ethereum is extremely, oversold, but also in a downtrend. Maybe Ethereum is gonna bottom out down here, take out 323, and this market could go up to potentially 410 or so, 405, but we're still dealing with a downtrend here. This market needs to go up, down, and then potentially up, because we need sort of the euphoria. We need to have people being very excited about this right now, and I don't really see that happening right now at all. And technically, we need to stop this aggressive downtrend. We are dealing with a big picture downtrend here, so you might have a bit of a bounce, but then that's going to be it. And situation is not that different with Ripple. This is Ripple that we talked about as well. We set a break to 42 could take you down to 28.23, which you did. This was a 29, almost 30% decline because they actually overshot. So it was actually more. Was the total decline of about 42%. Now that's not healthy. That's not a healthy market, and we can get rid of all of the levels here, but you can see here how we are still in a strong downtrend Ripple as well. So I don't really foresee this market bottoming out. So I don't see this. Maybe it will bottom out, but I can't foresee it rally strongly. It probably needs to trade more sideways like it did here, and then eventually push to the upside. So this is just it. The Bitcoin Cash as well, downtrend. So you have literally most of the top coins, number 2, 3, and 4 pretty much being bearish. Of course, I haven't actually even looked at the coin market cap for some times, but these are definitely top coins, and they're not doing too good, are they? So I don't see this Bitcoin move. Okay, maybe up to 7,418, maybe a little bit higher, but then probably capped by this level as Ethereum, Ripple, and Bitcoin Cash try to regain their footing and potentially looking to bottom out. But that bottoming out process in those markets, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Now let's look at this is gold. So I was actually short silver, so I made some very nice gains on silver. In total, my account jumped almost up to 50% return on the last slide in silver, and slide in euro, and the slide in and well, moving Bitcoin, sorry, not Bitcoin, dollar index, so dollar strength. And here as well, you might remember I said, look to sell up here. I said, sell here. I said, sell here. In fact, I've been bearish from levels up here and so forth. All right. And it's just because the trend is going in that direction. I will stick with the trend for as long as possible. Now the level I'm watching is 1198, and this is sort of the line in the sand. If we cross above this, we'll move to the upside. You can see a further squeeze. So pretty much the same what you're seeing in the dollar index, seeing what you're seeing in the euro, and the trend is downwards, but it's clearly upwards in the short term. And when this happens, the market can just continue to go up higher and higher and higher and higher, and you just get yourself stopped up. So I don't want to do that right now because we can clearly see across the markets that you're having a bit of a short squeeze. So I'm focusing. I have a high, lower, low, lower, high, and this is the 1184 level. Take that out, probably down, up, down, and we'll resume this big picture downtrend. If not, it might go a little bit higher, takes you up to maybe 1206, maybe down, and then maybe 1212, and then we'll see what happens. I would prefer if the market could trade sideways and then bullish or bearish. S&P 500, wow, look at this. So you might remember I said look to be bullish when we're trading down here. So we can hit to that 2018 high, well, we almost did. And I wouldn't necessarily buy right now. I think maybe if we have a dip to 2,825, I think traders going to look to buy. The alternative, of course, we take out the high and can push to the upside. The target I discussed on the break to the upside here is this level up here at 2,982, and I still stick by that. Yesterday, you had a nice break in the Russell 2000, which is really my preferred market right now of all the stock markets. This is an ascending triangle. We just took out this high yesterday. I know that the situation with Donald Trump and Michael Cohen caused the market to plummet a bit or decline a bit. But I would argue that as long as you trade above yesterday's low, that this market is heading towards 1286 or 1786, and this is really my preferred market. You do have as well the Dow Jones that we talked about in the past, a bit choppy, but overall, stock market is heading to the upside. I think that makes perfect sense. And then dollar index weakening a bit more than I thought, and unfortunately, we're reverting back, trading in a bit of a difficult situation with choppy markets. However, though, in stock markets, at least in things like the Russell 2000, we're leaving that choppiness behind, and potentially, that could be more interesting. Finally, this is West Texas crude oil. Market prices are trading a bit choppy here. Take out 68.37. We could potentially have concluded this downtrend, and the big picture uptrend would potentially have resumed. Nothing I'm super excited about right now, and nothing I'm really focusing on trading right now. I'm just observing and looking at the markets, but we're not having too much in the energy sector right now. Again, stock markets to the upside, crude energy prices probably trading sideways. Stock market, the dollar's well downwards, but choppy, and then you have Bitcoin potentially fulfilling that short-term head and shoulders pattern as you see a bit of a stabilization, a bit of gain in crypto markets, but most likely in a few weeks it's going to fizzle out if we don't see all the other cryptos join on the upside, which I see as very unlikely at this time. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow I will be back, but not in I'm going to do a video like this one. So just be tuned in to our YouTube channel here at TradeCaptain.com. And on Friday at 9 a.m. London time, I'll be here. In about 2 days, so 45 hours time, we'll do that update at 9 a.m. London time. It's going to give you the opportunity to ask questions as well. Have a great day, guys, and thanks for watching. Thank you.